Why Pisces feels cursed in love. Pisces doesn't just fall in love, they become it. No hesitation, no testing the waters, all in, boundaries blurred. To love as a Pisces is to give completely. Not because they're desperate, but because they believe that love, when real, should be fearless. And yet, that very belief is what breaks them most. Here's why Pisces often feels cursed in love, and why that pain runs deeper than most will ever know. 1. They give love before it's earned. Pisces doesn't wait for someone to prove their worth. They love first and fully. They give their loyalty, vulnerability, and emotional safety up front. To them, love isn't earned, it's offered. But not everyone sees it that way. Some people take, and take, and take. And Pisces keeps giving, not out of weakness, but because they can't understand how anyone could treat love like a game. 2. They fall for potential, not reality. Pisces is a visionary. They see the beauty hidden beneath wounds, the person someone could be if only they believed in themselves. They fall for who someone could become, not who they are. But when you love potential, you fall for a future that may never come, and that hope becomes heartbreak. Because not everyone grows, not everyone changes, and Pisces is left holding the blueprint of a future that never got built. 3. They confuse intensity with connection. For Pisces, emotion is electricity. When a connection feels intense, they assume it must be meaningful, fated, destined. But sometimes, intensity isn't chemistry, it's instability. Sometimes that pull isn't a soulmate, it's a red flag. Craving depth, Pisces mistakes emotional turbulence for passion, not realizing it's a storm, not a soulmate. 4. They try to save people who don't want to be saved. Pisces is the healer, the soft place, the sanctuary. They fall for the wounded, the guarded, the ones who keep everyone else at arm's length, and think, maybe they just need the right kind of love. But love can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved. And Pisces often gives everything, their time, their heart, their peace, to someone who was never willing to meet them halfway. 5. They keep waiting for someone to show up differently. Pisces gives the benefit of the doubt until it breaks them. They're just scared. They're still healing. It'll be different this time. But emotional maturity doesn't arrive on Pisces' timeline. And while they wait for the apology, the change, the consistency, they begin to fade inside the silence. 6. They mistake being needed for being loved. When someone leans on Pisces, they feel important. When someone says, "I need you," they hear, "I love you." But being needed isn't the same as being loved. And Pisces often becomes a lifeline in someone else's survival story, not a partner in love. They confuse dependence with devotion. And by the time they realize it, they've become the caretaker, not the partner. 7. They don't set boundaries because they're afraid to lose the connection. Pisces will accept crumbs if they think it'll keep someone close. They quiet their needs, hide their feelings, and tell themselves that compromise is love. But silence is not love. Sacrifice without reciprocity is not connection. Pisces holds on, even when their own needs are left unmet, because they fear that asking for more will make everything fall apart. 8. They make excuses for red flags because they see the wound, not the behavior. Pisces reads between the lines. They sense trauma, pain and fear, and they understand it too well. But instead of protecting themselves, they justify the harm. They didn't mean it. They're just guarded. They've been through a lot. And so they stay, not because the love is healthy, but because they see the wound beneath the weapon. 9. They let people back in too easily. Pisces wants to believe in change, in growth, in redemption. So when someone comes back with an apology, they open the door. Again and again, hoping this time it'll be real, that the person will be ready. But regret isn't transformation, and coming back doesn't mean they'll do better. Pisces gives infinite chances, but often they're just getting hurt in new ways by the same person. 10. They believe loving deeply means losing themselves. To Pisces, love is union, merging, removing the boundaries between self and other. They don't want to skim the surface. They want to become one. But sometimes, in trying to love deeply, they disappear. They shapeshift into what their partner wants. They shrink, adapt, accommodate, until they no longer recognize their own reflection. And when it ends, they're not just heartbroken, they're lost. Because they don't just lose someone else, they lose themselves. But the truth is, love isn't the curse, misalignment is. Pisces isn't cursed. Their sensitivity is not a flaw. Their longing for depth isn't naive. Their belief in love isn't foolish. The problem isn't how they love. It's who they give that love to. When you love like the ocean, most people won't know how to receive it. But that doesn't mean you're too much. It means they weren't enough. The right one won't flinch at your depths. They'll meet you in the current, breathing with you, not drowning. Pisces, you were never cursed. You were just unmatched. And one day, someone will meet you where you are, in the deep end.